greater creative control and maybe integrity too. Or do they? Here's a report.
I don't know, independent music does it even exist anymore?
Yes, Chris, it does. Independent record labels have been popping up all over the place for years, filling up the racks at even the most mainstream of record stores.
I think the good thing about being on an independent label is you can do pretty much whatever you want. I mean, with songs, packaging, singles, you know, all that stuff.
It can be a lot more fun and a lot less hassles, and that's cool.
Indies raw. I love them.
Many independent labels are created by bands who can't find anyone else to put out their music. And while CDs may be the most widely used recording medium, lots of indies, out of either aesthetic desire or dire financial straits, release their singles on 7-inch vinyl. One such label, Simple Machines, started 4 years ago by 2 members of the band Tsunami, still functions out of the house they share in Arlington, Virginia.
We put out our first 7-inch and it had 5 songs on it, which we recorded just at a friend of ours' house. Having enough money in the account to get some projects done is impossible, so we rely on friends sometimes to help us out for a little bit.
Like we're recording, take 7, go.
Okay, let's make a hit.
We write letters to everyone who writes to us. We're like kids, and we answer questions. We put our telephone number on things and say, call us after 6 if you have questions.
Not all indie labels are run out of people's homes, as in the case of Sub Pop Records, which seems to have become a virtual breeding ground for breakthrough artists.
We still see ourselves as a grassroots operation. However, the larger an organization becomes, the more unwieldy it becomes. It's a tough thing, and it's something you have to fight every day. At the same time, we feel comfortable with the concept of, you know, selling millions of records by these artists, Nirvana being a perfect example. I mean, their first record came out of this company.
So is indie the way to go for the uncompromising artist? Maybe.
There's so many bands that have gotten screwed over by independent labels. There's more bands that got screwed over by independents than there are majors, not taking anything away from independent or the independent we're on.
I've seen as much corruption and mysterious funding never showing up and never getting paid and all that sort of thing as I've seen with any major label.
I think the whole major label versus indie label thing is blown way out of proportion. People pay a lot more attention to that than the music, which seems to be kind of backwards.
Do-it-yourself musicians might want to check out a new booklet called An Introductory Mechanics Guide to Putting Out Records, Cassettes, and CDs. It's available for $2 from Tsunami's label, Simple Machines, at Post Office Box 10290, Arlington, Virginia, 22210-1290. And finally, while there have always been gay musicians